Welcome back once again, all of my low-carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome! Today we have another recipe that is by request. Rob's Vids commented and asked if I could make a low-carb keto pizza. And yes, I can definitely make low-carb keto pizza. Now you might have seen on my channel that I do have a few pizza recipes already posted. But the thing about those is they are very good and they are low carb, but some of them are not keto friendly and some of them are not gluten free. And the one that is keto friendly and gluten free is more for a flatbread pizza, which is really good if you like flatbread pizza. But if you're like me, I like a little bit of puff to the crust of my pizza. And this pizza recipe that we're going to do today has just the right amount of puff to the crust. It is so good. It is low carb, it is keto friendly, it is gluten free, and it is made with coconut flour for all of you who are wanting more coconut flour recipes. A couple videos ago I asked if you guys still wanted more coconut flour recipes to go along with our coconut flour series that I've been doing, and you said yes, you still want to see more coconut flour recipes, so here is another coconut flour recipe. Also, make sure you stick around to the end of the video because after I show you how to make the crust, I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy taco pizza topping. So yummy. And if you want a printable version of this, you can check out my website at janetsdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find printable versions of this and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Also, right next to the subscribe button, there's a little notification bell. Make sure you click that notification bell. That way you can be notified every time I put out a new video. Also, if you're wanting to support the channel, don't forget to look in the description of this video. Click on my Amazon affiliate links. Anything that you buy from Amazon through my affiliate links, a small portion will go to help support the channel. So even if you don't want to buy that coconut flour or that baking powder that it routes you to, you can still go right up to that Amazon search bar, type in whatever you want to buy, and anything that you purchase from my affiliate link, I will get a small portion and it will go to help support this channel. And while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Line a 12 to 13 inch pizza pan with parchment paper. If you don't have a pizza pan, you just line an 8 by 13 baking sheet. It'll work just as well. In a large mixer bowl, combine 6 tablespoons of coconut flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a half teaspoon xanthan gum, and 2 teaspoons dry Italian seasonings of your choice. If I don't already have some pre-made Italian seasoning, I usually just use a combination of dried oregano, dried basil, garlic powder, and onion powder, about a half teaspoon of each. Whisk these all together until they're fully combined and there are no lumps in the coconut flour. Make sure you get all the lumps out. Add 4 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature so you have a nice smooth batter. Beat on low for about 10 seconds or just enough to get the dry ingredients moist. Then increase your speed to medium and beat on medium for about 30 seconds or until everything is fully combined. Scrape down the sides of the bowl and push all the ingredients to the center of the bowl. Add 1/4 cup of butter that's been melted and cooled. Make sure it is cooled. Then beat on medium for another 30 seconds or until everything is fully combined and completely smooth. Once the dough is all combined, scrape down the sides once again and push all the ingredients to the center of the bowl. Then use a hand whisk and whisk the dough just a little bit just to make sure that everything is combined and that there are no little lumps of the coconut flour hiding anywhere. Sometimes coconut flour can bunch up just a little bit, so you want to make sure that there are absolutely no lumps so you have a nice smooth crust. Once that's nice and smooth, Add 1/4 cup of freshly grated Parmesan, not the canned. Make sure this is fresh off the block. Fold it in gently until it is fully combined. Then add a 1/2 cup of freshly grated mozzarella cheese and fold that in until it's fully combined and both the cheeses are evenly distributed throughout the dough. Now this dough is going to be more of a runny dough. It's not a dough that you can take out and shape by hand. That's what gives it its nice fluffy texture, is that runny texture of the dough. So don't freak out and think that you're going to have runny crust. You won't. Once it's all fully combined, then spread the dough evenly into your prepared pizza pan, or if you're not using the pizza pan, your baking sheet that you're using. Use your spatula and spread it all even. Make sure you get it as even as possible. Now I have a 13-inch pizza pan, but I usually only spread it out to about a 12-inch size pizza, but that's because I like a fluffy crust. So depending on how fluffy you like your crust, if you like it more of a thin crust, then spread it completely out for a 13-inch pizza pan. If you like a little puff to your crust like I do, then for me, 12 inches was perfect. Once it's spread nice and even, bake at 400 degrees for 15 minutes or just until it's getting golden on top. Be careful not to overcook this. It'll still be slightly soft. That's the way you want it. Once it cools, it will firm up. So you're just looking for it to have a nice little gold tint to the top. Once it's done baking and it's got a gold tint to it, remove it from the oven and let it sit in the pan for about 15 minutes so that all the ingredients can set and it can be a nice firm crust. Once the crust has set and firmed up, you can top it with any sauce and any toppings you want and then pop it back in the oven for about 3 to 5 minutes or just until your toppings are warm. But for this recipe, we are going to make a taco pizza. For the taco sauce, in a small bowl, combine a 1/2 cup of tomato sauce, 6 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of dry oregano. Whisk these together until the sauce is completely smooth. Add a 1/2 cup of salsa or hot sauce of your choice and whisk it in until it's fully combined throughout the sauce. Once the sauce is made, set the sauce aside and in a large skillet over medium heat, place a 1/2 pound of ground beef or ground meat of your choice. Then sprinkle it with the seasonings of your choice. I usually do a little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, dry basil, dry oregano, just to give it kind of an Italian type flavor to it. Once you have it seasoned, then chop the ground beef up into small pieces and stir to fully combine all of the seasonings and to fully coat the meat with the seasonings. Add 1/4 of a medium onion that's been finely chopped. I use a red onion. You can use any type of onion you want. And you can also use more or less depending on how much onion you want on your pizza. Then stir the onion in until it's fully combined with the meat. Cook the meat and onion over medium heat until it's no longer pink. Once the meat has been cooked, drain off the fat and return it back to the skillet. Then set it aside. But once your meat is all cooked and it's set aside, then take your bowl with your sauce and spread the desired amount of sauce over your cooled pizza crust. You can put however much sauce you want. I usually don't use the whole thing, and if you don't use the whole thing, you can put the rest in an airtight container and store it in your refrigerator, or you can freeze it if you don't think you're going to use it within the next couple of days. But spread however much you want over the crust. Then top the sauce with the desired amount of shredded cheese. I usually use about 2 cups, and I usually use 1 cup of Colby cheese and 1 cup of mozzarella cheese. You can use any cheese you want and however much you want. It's entirely up to you and your taste. Then top the cheese with your desired amount of torn lettuce. I usually use romaine lettuce and just tear it up into small pieces. Usually about 1 cup of torn lettuce leaves. It's up to you again, what type of lettuce you want and how much you want. Then take your meat mixture and sprinkle it on top of the torn lettuce. However much you want to use is up to you. If you don't use it all, you can always store it in an airtight container and keep it in your refrigerator. Or you can even freeze that if you don't think you're going to use it for within the next couple days. However much meat and onion mixture you want, top that. Then take 2 medium tomatoes and cut them into slices, however thick or thin you want them, and top the meat and onion mixture with your desired amount of tomato slices. I usually just line the edges and then put one right in the middle of it, but again, it's up to you as to how you want to do that. Once the topping's all on there, place the pizza back into the 400-degree oven and bake it for another 3 to 5 minutes or just until the cheese is melted and the toppings are warm. Once it's done baking, remove it from the oven and let it sit in the pan for just a few minutes, just enough so you won't burn yourself when you cut it. Once it's cool enough to cut, slice your desired piece, place it on a plate, and eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.